The New York Racing Association racecourses were once again the home of champions as all 1977 Eclipse Award winners participated in this historic year. Among the thoroughbred elite thrilling New York crowds with memorable performances were Johnny D, Affirmed, and Our Mims. But it's doubtful that there's ever been 3 stars shining with such singular incandescence as Steve Cauthen, Forego, and Seattle Slew in the year of 1977. The newest and brightest sensation of the season was Steve Cauthen, a young man who rocked the horse racing industry with a year that will long be remembered. The 17-year-old jockey captured 2 Eclipse Awards as the Outstanding Apprentice Rider and as the Outstanding Jockey. The honors and titles bestowed on Steve Cauthen were far-ranging, and all of thoroughbred racing rejoiced in Cauthen's selection over superstars from the entire sports galaxy as Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year. At a time in life when his Walton, Kentucky friends were seniors in high school, Steve Cauthen was at the top of his profession.
When I was younger, when football season came in, that's what I wanted to be, was a quarterback. But when at the age of 12, I decided that I wanted to start working toward a career at riding. At the time, I didn't know if I'd get too big, but I wanted to start working toward it early and I had all the opportunities. Everything was right there. All I had to do was start working at it, and it turned out good. My father helped me. The hard part for me is trying to get time to think about my riding. You got to have time to review what you're going to try to do in the races.
What Steve Cauthen did was much more than just win. He provided thoroughbred racing with its heaviest attention since the heroics of Secretariat. Steve Cauthen won 477 races in the year 1977, and his mounts earned more than $6 million. Bright, hard-working young man, Cauthen impressed veteran trainers with his attitude and a deep-rooted love of horses. His style is impeccable, from ambidextrous whipping to a well-organized hand ride. He possesses all the solid credentials of the professional jockey. Cauthen's motions stem from the arms. His body remains virtually immobile and well-draped to minimize wind resistance. Beautifully coordinated with his mount, Cauthen is excellent at the post, willing to go between horses, and a strong finisher. He displays extraordinary grace and perception that belie his youthfulness. Steve Cauthen made 1977 his year. There'll be many more of the Cauthen years.
Forego is now 8th on the outside.
One of the established stars of thoroughbred racing concluded 1976 with a performance that has to rank among the most exciting and dramatic finishes in racing history. Forego was the star. The Marlboro Cup Handicap was the event, and Willie Shoemaker was the jockey's portion of the 137-pound package Forego was carrying. The leader at this point, Honest Pleasure, was assigned 119 pounds.
Pleasure maintaining the lead by 2 lengths. Dance Spell is second by a head. On the inside, Father Hogan. Life's Hope is next, and on the far outside, Forego. Into the stretch. Honest Pleasure has the lead by a length and a half. It's Dance Spell second. Father Hogan on the inside third. Forego gains ground on the far outside. A furlong to the finish. Honest Pleasure has the lead. On the outside, here comes Forego. Father Hogan toward the rail. It's Honest Pleasure. Forego on the outside. Forego on the outside, and Honest Pleasure. Here's the finish.
Forego's amazing stretch run just noses out Honest Pleasure. In fact, Forego's owner, Mrs. Martha Gary, had to wait for the photo to be convinced.
was the most exciting race I think I've ever seen, because we really didn't think he was going to make it and weren't quite sure that he had, because he was carrying top weight and more weight than anyone's ever carried in the Marlboro. He was out in the middle of the track, and our box is beyond the finish line, so we really couldn't tell whether he'd won it or not. It's the most gratifying thing in the world. It's really very exciting and gives one a great deal of pleasure.
Forego, the favorite of New York racing fans, received a tumultuous ovation as he paraded down Victory Lane, having just clinched his third consecutive Horse of the Year title. Forego's 1977 debut came on a brilliant, sunshiny Belmont afternoon in May, as trainer Frank Whiteley entered the champ in a 7-furlong allowance race, a warm-up for the Metropolitan Handicap a week away. Down the stretch, it was Forego on the outside and Dance Spell on the inside, battling for the lead. Willie Shoemaker gives Forego a confident hand ride, and the big gelding edges away from Dance Spell for a half-length victory. Forego, the People's Choice, was now properly prepared for his initial handicap race of the year. His assignment was the 1-mile Metropolitan Handicap with 133 pounds to carry. Willie Shoemaker would be making his 4th straight appearance as Forego's rider, and the dynamic pair were undefeated. Forego's loyal legion of fans were as well prepared as their hero was for the 1977 Metropolitan.
And they're up. On the outside, quickly Barrera for the early lead, also full out on the outside. And moving through along the inside, it's Freezing, followed by Gentle King, Soy Numero Uno. Yamanin beginning to move up along the rail. Further back, it's Co-Host, Forego, Cool as Ice, Great Above. Finally, Wise Phillip. The trailer very far back, Romantic lead. Down the backstretch, Barrera by 2.5. Yamanin into second by a head. Full out is third, 2.5. It's Freezing is fourth by 3 lengths. Gentle King in fifth by a half. On the outside, Soy Numero Uno 6. Great Above is seventh. Then moving on the outside, Co-Host, followed by Forego and Wise Phillip. Moving on the turn, still Barrera, now by 3.5. Driving in second is Co-Host, by rather full out by 1.5 lengths. Yamanin in third, it's Freezing fourth. Co-Host is fifth, then Gentle King and Great Above. The head of the stretch, Barrera wide into the stretch, and full out moves through. Full out along the inside, now the leader at the head of the stretch. Barrera is holding on in second. It's Freezing driving in third. Forego on the outside is coming on. They near the finish. On the inside, full out. Forego now takes over. It's Forego drawing away on the outside. Forego then.
As Martha Geary led Forego into the winner's circle, it was yet another joyous moment. But the champion was to encounter problems in the not-too-distant future. After winning the Nassau County Handicap, he finished second in the Suburban and again in the Brooklyn under 138 and 137-pound burdens. Following a last-place finish in the Whitney on a sloppy Saratoga track, Forego returned to Belmont Park for the Woodward Handicap on September 17th. Great champions always fight back, but although the sun broke through late in the day, it was once more an off track. Forego would receive no help from Mother Nature in his bid to win the Woodward.
And they're off for the lead. On the extreme outside, it's Wise Phillip and Co-Host. Now Silver Series, Capital Idea, J.O. Tobin. He's through along the rail, and he has the lead as they move on to the main track. It's J.O. Tobin taking the lead by 1 length. Moving alongside is Centillo in second. Then it's 2 lengths back to Affiliate and Silver Series, followed by Capital Idea. Then Co-Host, another 3 lengths. And Wise Phillip, Forego along the inside. Then it's Great Contractor, and finally Proud Birdie.
Moving down the backstretch, on the inside, Centillo is up to take the lead and now has it by 1. J.O. Tobin is second on the outside, 2.5, and Silver Series third by 1. Affiliate is fourth, Co-Host in fifth, and on the outside, Capital Idea. Those three are together. Then it's a gap of 3 lengths to Forego. On the outside, Wise Phillip, then Great Contractor along the rail, and finally Proud Birdie. They're on the turn. They went a half mile in a quick 45 3/5. The leader is Centillo, leading by a half. J.O. Tobin is second by 3/4. Silver Series into third on the outside, and here's Forego. He's going to run today, folks. He's moved into fourth. They're coming for the head of the stretch. Along the inside, it's Centillo, then J.O. Tobin, Silver Series, and Forego on the outside. Great Contractor is making up ground, and he's down along the rail. They're in the stretch, and it's still Centillo holding on. Silver Series is here to challenge, but Forego is on the outside, and he's moving very fast. Coming for the wire. That's Forego on the outside. He's got the lead as they come for the wire. Here's Forego taking over by 1. Silver Series holds second.
Forego had indeed fought back with his familiar outside pitch and earned the 1977 Eclipse Award as Champion Handicap Horse. An injured ankle ended his season prematurely, but nothing was quite so premature as rumors that the mighty Forego was over the hill.
Two and a quarter lengths. It's Winter.
1977's Horse of the Year made the Wood Memorial the stepping stone to the Kentucky Derby for the third consecutive year. Seattle Slew and jockey Jean Cruguet sailed through the stretch virtually alone as Slew wrapped up his 6th triumph in an equal number of starts. 3 as a 2-year-old, 3 as a 3-year-old, and he was off to Churchill Downs as the odds-on favorite. But the start of the Kentucky Derby dismayed the Seattle Slew backers. Slew veers to the right, Cruguet's weight shifts left, and he does a masterful job merely staying aboard. Imprisoned behind a wall of horses, Seattle Slew reveals there's more than a touch of street fighter in his nature. The first quarter of a mile documents what Slew is all about as he bulls his way out of jeopardy. Shut off, Seattle Slew fights his way through, displaying a fierce competitive spirit as he outruns Bob's Dusty and then, for the moment, to the first turn. In the stretch, Seattle Slew has reserve power to pull away from the rest of the 15-horse field. Jean Cruguet whips right-handed, and Slew widens his lead as for the moment fades. Run Dusty Run is all out to maintain second as Sanhedrin rallies from far back to move into the show position. But the 1977 Kentucky Derby belongs to Seattle Slew. At Pimlico, Slew and Cormorant stage a determined duel in the early going of the Preakness, but Jean Cruguet and his undefeated colt make a big move on the final turn. The Kentucky Derby winner moves into the lead by a length and a quarter. Entering the stretch, Seattle Slew is in command. Iron Constitution surges up to second, but can't catch the 1-2 favorite. Slew wins the 102nd running of the Preakness and now needs only the Belmont Stakes to complete the treasured Triple Crown. Belmont Park's Barn 54 became the place to be as Seattle Slew fever infected the sports world. Slew's every move was newsworthy, and even the frequent bad weather of an inordinately wet spring could not deter the media. It was just such a rainy morning when trainer Billy Turner and exercise rider Mike Kennedy brought their champion to Belmont Park's main track for a final workout 1 day prior to the Belmont Stakes. The fog-shrouded early morning provides a moody atmosphere as Seattle Slew breaks off into an easy blowout. Mike Kennedy merely sits and allows Slew to work himself.
workout completed, Seattle Slew is now 32 hours and a mile and a half away from the Triple Crown. A respite from the constant rain allows trainer Billy Turner's crew to tend to Slew's million-dollar legs outside. A patient and friendly horse, Seattle Slew toys with his groom while his bold, inquisitive eye carefully notes the camera to his right. Belmont Park's beautiful paddock begins to fill early on Saturday, June 11th. The near-record crowd of more than 70,000 knows the 8th race will not start until after 5:30. But the paddock is jammed. Everyone wants a close-up look at the star. Slew's owners, Karen and Mickey Taylor, and Sally and Jim Hill, wait anxiously as Seattle Slew is a late arrival, delayed by traffic en route from Barn 54. Seattle Slew dances his way out to the track, displaying signs of tension. Small wonder, being surrounded by a sea of faces that is Belmont Park on this historic afternoon. The rain is ended, but even this typical glorious Belmont day can't perform miracles. The track is labeled muddy. Dry or wet, it's all the same to Seattle Slew.
And they're off. For the lead on the inside now, Seattle Slew goes for the lead. He has the lead as they move through the stretch. Up on the outside, it's Sanhedrin. Along the inside, Run Dusty Run. On the extreme outside, Spirit Level is moving up. They move for the first turn with Spirit Level on the extreme outside, and Seattle Slew along the rail. Then it's Run Dusty Run alongside Sanhedrin, followed by Mr. Red Wing, then Make Amends, Sir, and Iron Constitution. They're moving on the turn. Seattle Slew by a half length. Spirit Level is second by 2. Run Dusty Run is third by a half. Sanhedrin is fourth by 2.5. Then Mr. Red Wing is fifth by 3 lengths. Make Amends is alongside Sir, and the final horse is Iron Constitution. They've gone the first quarter of a mile, 24 and 3.5 and 48 and 2 with Seattle Slew now to receive a challenge on the outside. It's Seattle Slew on the inside. Run Dusty Run and Spirit Level have both moved up alongside. It's Seattle Slew holding on, however, and now he pulls away to a length again. Spirit Level is second ahead and Run Dusty Run is third. A gap of 4 back and it's Sanhedrin in fourth. Mr. Red Wing is fifth. Then it's Iron Constitution moving to sixth. Sir, and Make Amends, 3/4 of a mile in 1:14. They're moving on the turn. Still Seattle Slew, and he has it by 2. Run Dusty Run and Spirit Level are battling together second and third. Beginning to close a bit, Sanhedrin is fourth and closer. Mr. Red Wing is fifth. Iron Constitution in a furious drive is driving along the rail. They're coming on the turn with Seattle Slew still the leader. Seattle Slew, 1 mile and 1:38 and 4/5 now leads by a half. Still on the outside now, Sanhedrin has taken over. Then it's Run Dusty Run, swinging to the extreme outside, Iron Constitution. In the stretch, here he comes, and he's opening it up again. It's Seattle Slew, and he's drawing clear of the field. Seattle Slew has 4 lengths on Run Dusty Run. It's Run Dusty Run in second and Sanhedrin third. They're nearing the finish line. It's still Seattle Slew, and he's opened it out to 4.5. Then Run Dusty Run and Sanhedrin.
Seattle Slew wins the Belmont Stakes by 4 lengths and becomes the 10th horse in thoroughbred history to capture the Triple Crown and is the first horse ever to carry an undefeated record through the Triple Crown. The Belmont Park fans hail Seattle Slew and jockey Jean Cruguet with thunderous cheers. 109th running of the Belmont lived up to its advanced billing and culminates the dream that captivates all of racing. Departing after a day's work well done, Seattle Slew receives yet another ovation. While in the winner's circle, New York Governor Hugh Carey presents the Belmont Trophy to the Taylors and the Hills. Watching Seattle Slew once more on the turn for home and through the stretch run. It's a Triple Crown achievement secured with a minimum of doubt. From the time the first quarter of a mile of the Kentucky Derby was over, Seattle Slew was virtually unperturbed by challenge. Jean Cruguet looks back for the competition, but Seattle Slew has demolished the field. It's a complete victory, an historic Belmont Stakes, and an event that will long be remembered as Jean Cruguet celebrates Seattle Slew's treasured moment by stamping his audacious trademark on the 1977 racing season.